Hello everyone, it is me, your Ukrainian teacher Oля here, and as usually you are very welcome to my channel. This video, which I assume is going to be more interesting for beginners, is going to be dedicated to some basic mathematical categories. So first we are going to either learn how to or revise how to count in Ukrainian till 100, like I said, very basic. And then we are going to learn how to say to add or to subtract and to divide by and multiply by and some other very basic mathematical important things. So yeah, if that sounds interesting to you, keep watching. Again, don't worry if you know how to count already. I shall leave the time codes down below so that you can skip on that part. And with those who are interested, we are going to start talking. So, one in Ukrainian is один, один, один. Two, два, два, два. Three, три, три, три. Four, чотири, чотири. 4, 5, 5, 5, 5, 6, 6, 6, 6, 7, 7, 7, 7, 8, 8, 8, 8, and 9, 9, 9, 9. Moving on, 10 means 10, 10, 10. Now, from 11 to 19, what we are going to do is we are going to basically add the equivalent of the teen part in English, which in Ukrainian is 19. 19, okay? And that's how we are going to have 11, for instance. We take 1, один, add 19, and we have 11, 11, 11, okay? 12, we take 2, add 19, and we have 12, 12. 13, 3 plus 19, 13, 13. 14, 4 plus 19, 14, 14. 15, 15, 15, 15. 16, 16, 16. 17, 17, 17, 17. 18, 18, 18. And 19, 19, 19, 19. So to say 20 in Ukrainian, we say 20, 20, okay? 20. If we want to say 21, 22, 23, etc., we are following the same scheme that we have in English. First we say 20, and then we say 1. First we say 20, and then we say один. 21, 21. 22, 22. 23, 23. 29, 29. To say 30, we say 30. 30, okay? So to say 31, we would say 31. 32, 32. 34, 34, okay? 40 means 40. 40. 40. Now 50 is 50. 50. 50. Now we are going to have a few similar ones. 60, 60, 60, 60. Moving on. 70, 70, 70, 80, 80, 80, 90, 90, 90. Okay, again a bit different, 90. Now to say 100 in Ukrainian we say 100. Very easy, 100. Okay, if we have 101, we just add 1 to 100, okay? And we have 101. 101. If we have, let's say, 110, again we just say 100 and then add 10. 10. 110. 110. 111. 111. 111. 120. 120. 120. If we have, let's say, 121, again we say 100, 100, then we say 20, 20, and then we say 1, 1. 121, 121. Moving on. Okay, and the very last one, 122, 122. Okay, so for instance, 137 would be 137, 145, 145, and 189, 189. Okay, and now that we are finally done with numbers, we are going to take a look at addition. So the action of addition, of adding one number to another one, in Ukrainian is called dodavання. 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 Okay? And the verb to add is dodати. Dodati. Dodati. And it's the verb that we are going to use in Ukrainian instead of plus. Okay? So 1 plus 1 in Ukrainian is один додати один. Okay? 2 plus 2, 2 додати 2. 3 plus 4, 3 додати 4. Okay? But I have a life hack for you. If you want to make your life a bit easier, instead of додати, you can just say плюс. Плюс. Ukrainian equivalent of the word plus. Okay? Плюс. So we will have 1 plus 1, один плюс один, and that is literally the name of one of Ukrainian TV channels, which used to be good back in the day. 2 plus 2, 2 plus 2, 3 plus 4, 3 plus 4. Okay? Moving on to subtraction. The action of subtraction in Ukrainian is віднімання. 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 Okay? The verb to subtract is відняти. 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 Okay, and again, it's the verb that we are going to use instead of saying minus. So 5 minus 2, 5 відняти 2. Okay? 7 minus 8, 7 відняти 8. And 9 minus 1, 9 відняти 1. Okay? But then also to simplify your life, you can just say minus. Minus. Minus, which is a very direct equivalent of minus in Ukrainian. So we shall have 5 minus 2, 5 minus 2. 7 minus 8, 7 minus 8. And 9 minus 1, 9 minus 1. Whichever one you choose. Відняти, minus, both work just as well in Ukrainian. Now, the action of multiplication in Ukrainian is множення. 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 And the verb to multiply is помножити. 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 So similarly as in English, we have multiplied by. So here we have this extra small word. In Ukrainian, we also have to add a preposition на. So we will have помножити на. Помножити на. Okay, so don't forget about на. And we shall have 2 multiplied by 3. 2 помножити на 3. 7 multiplied by 6. 7 помножити на 6. Okay? And 8 multiplied by 8. 8 помножити на 8. Is there a life hack to make your life easier? In this case, with multiplication? No, unfortunately, no. You need to go for verb помножити and remember about the preposition на. Okay? And now we are ready to talk about division, which in Ukrainian we call ділення. 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 Okay? The verb to divide is поділити. 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 Okay? And also similarly, as we did it with multiplication, we must not forget about the preposition на. So we will have поділити на. Divided by. Поділити на. Okay, let's take a look at some instances. Exciting. So 6 divided by 3. 6 поділити на 3. 8 divided by 2. 8 поділити на 2. 20 divided by 4. 20 поділити на 4. Okay? In spoken Ukrainian, sometimes people, if they are counting quickly, they would usually skip saying помножити, and they would just say instead of 2 помножити на 3, for instance, they would just say 2 на 3, or like 6 multiplied by 7, they would say 6 на 7, okay? So by default, if you are hearing a Ukrainian person saying that kind of phrase, usually the first thing you think about is multiplication, unless from the context you understand that they are talking division, okay? So 6 на 3 could also technically mean 6 divided by 3, but we need context for that. Usually, first assumption, first thought is about multiplication, okay? And now the main intrigue of the evening, how to say equals in Ukrainian. Дорівнює. 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 Дорівнює means equals. So now we are finally ready and fully equipped to solve all of our mysteries. Let's take a look at them. So 1 plus 1 equals 2. In Ukrainian we will say 1 додати 1 дорівнює 2. Okay? Or 1 плюс 1 дорівнює 2. Okay? 2 plus 2 equals 4. 2 додати 2 дорівнює 4. Or 2 плюс 2 дорівнює 4. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 3 plus 4 equals 7. 3 додати 4 дорівнює 7. Or 3 плюс 4 дорівнює 7. And now it's time for subtraction. So 5 minus 2 equals 3. 5 мінус 2 дорівнює 3. Or 5 відняти 2 дорівнює 3. 7 minus 8 equals minus 1, we will say 7 мінус 8, or 7 відняти 8 дорівнює мінус 1. Okay? So now that I brought it up, I feel like explaining you what is the name for a number with a minus in front of it. So if we have a number with a minus, we call it від'ємне число. Від'ємне число. Від'ємне число. So here we will have мінус 6, мінус 1, мінус 2, мінус 25, мінус 100, etc., etc. Moving on to the next instance. 9 minus 1 equals 8. So 9 відняти 1, or 9 мінус 1 дорівнює 8. So once I brought up the від'ємне число, I feel like I need to address the numbers with the plus, which we usually don't even write, but we understand, right, that it's there. So if a number doesn't have a minus, we assume that it has a plus, and we call it in Ukrainian додатне число. Додатне. Додатне. Okay? With minus. Від'ємне. Without minus. Think in plus. Додатне. Від'ємне. Додатне. Now let us multiply. So 2 multiplied by 3 equals 6 is 2 помножити на 3 дорівнює 6. 7 multiplied by 6 equals 42. 7 помножити на 6 дорівнює 42. 8 multiplied by 8 equals 64. 8 помножити на 8 дорівнює 64. Well done. And now shall we do some division? So 6 divided by 3 equals 2. 6 поділити на 3 дорівнює 2. 8 divided by 2 equals 4. 8 поділити на 2 дорівнює 4. And 20 divided by 4 equals 5. 20 поділити на 4 дорівнює 5. And now the very final part of the video with 3 other categories that I thought you might find useful. So integer in Ukrainian is ціле число. Ціле число. Ціле число, okay? So ціле in Ukrainian mean something wholesome, something that hasn't been divided, okay? So numbers like 1, 4, 65 are ціле число, okay? Fraction in Ukrainian is дріб. Дріб. Дріб, okay? So 1 друга, 72 110, 3 п'ятих, 7 шостих, 1 25, etc., etc. Fractions in Ukrainian we call дріб. Дріб. If you want to know about the correct way to say our Ukrainian fractions, do request that video in the comments down below and I will be glad to film it. And finally, decimal is десятковий дріб. Десятковий дріб. Десятковий дріб. So numbers like 0.25, 0,25 or 1.75, 1,75, etc., etc. In Ukrainian we call десятковий дріб. Десятковий дріб. Also, traditionally, I would like to take a moment to say thank you so much to everybody who has been super patient and supportive with me throughout this whole time. My patrons, you can see the names of some of these people. It's not all of them, just some of them. And I wanted to let you know that your support truly means a lot to me. Also, I realized that I haven't done this in a few of my previous videos because, yeah, things has taken a toll on me and my ability to produce the content. So I hope you can forgive me for that. And yeah, again, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up or a thumbs down if you didn't. Also, if you haven't yet, do not forget to subscribe to my channel so that we can learn Ukrainian together. And I will see you in my next video, hopefully very soon. Bye!